Greetings, salutations, man. Easter weekend. Like I don't know if y'all did. Look, I was that guy. I was that I inherited my dad a little bit. Like it was the stuff like that I didn't pay attention to as a kid that now I appreciate. Like I like almost every Sunday we went to Morrison's. Like that was our spot. Um, and my dad would always mess with the lady at the front at the front the register there. Um, Now I appreciate that stuff, right? Like so, and hopefully we don't get flagged because the Velvety Pipes of Brian Fulford came in the background. But what's up, little baby? So today we went out for dinner for Easter. A little local spot. Um, so just like Mama's in a Popka. So it was solid. It was solid. Now Keith is the king of I'm gonna order something you can't mess up. So I got the fried pork chops. I got some collard greens. I got some mac and cheese. And they served theirs over some rice. So all that to say, it was a nice Easter. And if you're a FAMUan, I think you probably enjoyed Easter a little bit too, because we started off on a really good Friday for those. Besides the obvious, I mean, we also had a spring game, but overall, it's a good time and it's an amazing weekend. You already know what it's about to be. Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does! And that might be the knockout punch.
Greetings and salutations. Look, I was gonna have some fun with it. It has absolutely nothing to do with Kappa. I promise you. Believe it or not, my nickname growing up was Rabbit. But it's Easter. Like you gotta have something with a rabbit or something out there. I mean, yeah, rabbit with a little football or something. Look, man, the coaches out there looking for some recruits, and y'all just out there enjoying spring games. So good times, man. FAMU, little Easter hunting. Interesting time right now in the high Seven Hills. Some good times, man. And little baby, I hate that they messed up your steak. I ain't gonna lie to you. I did not realize Sam's was closed today. I was gonna go to Sam's. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna make a little family day. I grabbed some groceries, kids do this, grab some steaks. I was gonna throw them on the grill. So that's how we ended up at just like Mama's though, because I was like, well, I'm already going to a Popka. Let's try something different. So it was good though. It was good. My wife didn't like the dressing, but I don't trust everybody's dressing. So full disclosure, if it ain't my mama's dressing, I'm probably not gonna eat it. I love my mother-in-law, but I don't even really eat her dressing. She does a good job. I'm just spoiled. So and I'm looking for somebody in the meantime. These gas prices, they hit my barber. So that's why I look like this. It ain't bad, but anywho's, but it's a happy Easter to everyone. Hope you're enjoying. Sorry for being late today. Like I said, my body ain't conditioned to eat like that no more. So, man, you eat good, you sleep good. So, and look, this is my favorite football team besides the Cowboys. So, I'm not just a person to tell y'all I love the Cowboys and the Bucks. I actually have stuff. So, it's all my family stuff up there though. So, but look, I'd already put that. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was talking to Papa Hadley, Pops. I call my dad Pops. And I was like, yo, bruh, we got like 3-4 months of these gas prices being like raggedy like this. Like, yo, like y'all got to do something because y'all gonna affect people's like bottom line. Like full disclosure, like if the spring game was on Saturday, I probably would have been there. Like I ain't gonna hold you. Friday, and I looked at it. I was this close. When I say this close. And I looked and I was like, by the time I get there, it's gonna be 9 o'clock. There, Coach Gray ain't even gonna be talking. Like, if the spring game would have started at 9 or 8:30, I might have made the hall. But Friday night, and Cook been doing the same thing. Like, I would ask this for the people. Can we stop that? Like, keep spring games on Saturday. It's a good little football weekend going in. So, but anywho's, we're gonna keep it pushing, keep it rocking, and keep it rolling. If you're not a Rattler booster, click the QR code. Join the Rattler Booster. It's the end of the year. Y'all trying to find ways to lower what you pay in taxes. It is normally tax deductible from what I remember. I believe they're listed as the 501c3. Scan the QR code, join the Rattler Boosters. We ask that you at least join at the $100 level. But if you could become a life member, I'm just saying, man. Like, that's just something right there, man. So just putting that out there. If you are so inclined, please do. We would love to have you as a Rattler booster. I mean, I'm not telling you something I've never done before. Am I currently an active Rattler booster? I'm not an active booster. Right now, I'm with the Rattlers in Arms, but I do still support Rattler boosters, and occasionally, they ask for a little help, and a brother go out there and do a little something. So, I try to do a little something for two something. So, but it's always gonna be Rattler boosters. One of my loves, man. So I grew up a Rattler booster. My parents are boosters, and when I first got to FAMU, I was a booster, and I wasn't a student booster. So, also Friday, St. Clair Moraine, catch us on Hallelujah 95. We were a little loosey goosey. We had a lot of fun. This past week, we had Charlie Ward, and can I tell y'all how much fun that was? Like, I'm gonna make this big, make me big, make that small. Just because, I mean, I can't let the GOAT outshine me right now, right? If you missed it on Friday, it was a lot of fun. Charlie Ward was a really good interview. I got to reach out to Dennis and see if I can get him here on Fangs Up. But he didn't shy away from questions. And y'all know, for me, I'll tell y'all Keith's question structure. Especially if you don't know me. Like, if you know me, I'll just come at you. But if you don't know me, I'm gonna ask you an easy question. Then I'm gonna ask you a more difficult question after, right? Like, first question, I'm kind of trying to gain your trust. Second question, I'm showing you that, hey, I'm comfortable asking questions. And with Coach Ward, this isn't my first time meeting him. I've met him, especially at football games. I think we've had him on round one before, and he wasn't ducking smoke. Like, it wasn't a hard question at the end, but I did ask him the question about, hey, going to that event at the White House. And I framed it up so that it wasn't a setup. Like, so I don't want anybody to be like, thinking I'm coming here on the show like, oh yeah, man, I asked him the hard question, why you was in there. And I didn't come with him like that. But I did ask him, how did it benefit him and how did it benefit FAMU? And tried to get him to talk about the experience. It was really cool. It was cool because he was just talking about being in the room where it happens. If that's definitely a reference to Hamilton. If you haven't seen the play, do it. Watch the play. The play is amazing. But you kind of heard him talk about that. And having him be able to share how his experience as a player and a coach mattered, and how him being one of the few coaches in the HBCU space and in the smaller school space mattered. That was interesting. And I appreciated that. So for anyone who did miss it, I got to ask St. Clair. But it was a good interview. And it was a really good time. Coach Ward pretty much gave us like a good 30 minutes. And the show's only an hour. Once you add everything else we do, it's an hour show. And almost half of it is Charlie Ward. And Really good Charlie Ward. So appreciate it, Coach. I don't know how many times you watched the show, but it was a good interview. And St. Clair, he's St. Clair, he's a GOAT, but I appreciated it. And so I want to make sure, I always make sure I shout out St. Clair on the show, partially because I'm on it. Like, I'm sorry. I'm a quote a Newt, Brother Malphus is a poor frog that doesn't promote his own pond. I'll never forget that. I learned that years ago, but it was true, and it is true. And so in this case, this is my pond, and this is one of the shows that I am on. I'm proud to be the co-host, and when I know we got a good interview, I'm gonna tell y'all about it. Now if it's a little shaky, I'll be a little bit like, yeah, you can watch that. I appreciate y'all listening, but this one, if you missed it, go see if you can find it. It was a really good interview, especially the portion with Coach Charlie Ward, and just getting him to talk, got him really talk about the basketball scene, like kind of coming in. Like I asked him a question about coming in this season and just the makeup of the team, because it wasn't a roster where you just had everybody. Like kind of looking at the end of the season, it's kind of a hodgepodge of people, and got him talk about that. It was just, again, and I'm not hyping it up because I'm on it, but I am telling you because I enjoyed the interview. And when I really enjoy an interview, I think it's something that hopefully you got to see, and if you didn't get to see, bother the network to see if you can see it. It was a solid show, man. So also track team, we might have a guest on Thursday. Got to confirm with Dennis. I sent him an email earlier. I think Coach Ellenwood is good. They're just finished at the Pepsi Florida Relays, but we're gonna see if we got Coach Ellenwood. But while they're there, everything ain't free. They got another track meet coming, not this week, but the following week. Scan the QR code. Support FAMU athletics. Support FAMU's track team in particular. Yeah, no, that's my adopted team. I understand the show is very football focused. I do. I get that because that's what y'all want. Like, if you call me on the phone right now, you get me talking FAMU basketball, I'm gonna talk. But if you get me FAMU football, we're gonna have an hour-long conversation because that's just the nature of the South. That's how Tallahassee is. It's a football city with colleges and a state problem. Like it is what it is. So that's what y'all come for. But I also understand other sports are important and they're winning championships. So support them, right? All right, then. So Also, talked about the coach. This is organic. Basketball camp's coming up. We did talk about that. They do have a little something at the Busy Bee, supporting his ranch that he's doing as well. So shout out, Coach Laz. Hit him up. That's the number, 850-524-6540. All right. And Rattlers in Arms. Last one. I promise you. And none of these are paid ads. So if you want to become a supporter of Fangs Up Podcast, we always looking for supporters. But anything relating to FAMU, man, it is what it is, right? But support Rattlers in Arms. I am a member of the Rattlers in Arms this year. General member. Normally, just full transparency, I always pick at least one organization. So I'm always a member of one, most times a member of two. Normally it's Rattler Boosters and the NAA. Be honest with you, man, brother's been working hard. So the NAA kind of took a year off because I wasn't just a member. I was an active working member. And yeah, I know you get tired. So not saying they aren't as apt to call non-working members, but you're less apt to be called. So, but I am a member of the Rattlers in Arms. March Madness just ended, but still join. Become a member. Still doing stuff, still growing stuff, man. So, and I'm trying to decide if I want to have a volunteer position in NAA. It's worth it. I'll say this as a former, and I'll probably come back next year. I need some time. It's a good work. Rattler Boosters is better on the working side. As a working member, we have friends that work with you. So shout out to friend of the show, William Human. Y'all seen Jeremiah come on the show. All friends of the show and all working people that I've definitely been in those trenches having multiple man conversations with and putting together plans and bringing out stuff. And we hosted some events and did some things as um, members of the Florida region of the FAMU National Alumni Association. I ran the social media for many a year, so we did some cool things. But brother was just tired. I just needed a break. But Rattlers and Arms, they're producing. Like, I love the boosters. Boosters produce. It's just a different production. But with the Rattlers and Arms, it's that I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing the track canopy. Look, you know, I'm seeing the softball machine, and so they've done a great job highlighting those sports that probably don't get as much attention, right? Mentioning softball, I just had it up there. I should have left it up there, but we got a sweep. Alabama A&M. I ain't gonna lie, Coach. I got to hit up Coach Bill. Um, I believe that's an autism jersey. I could be wrong, but I believe that's autism, and it's probably for autism awareness. I love the uniforms. I love the choice. And I'll say this. I would love if those get auctioned off. That'd be a great little fundraiser, almost like a 50-50 raffle. Like, I know how y'all feel about 50-50s. I know how y'all feel about raffles, but I'll be honest, Tiffany wasn't wrong. I mean, I could tell you, I could lie to you, I could tell you the truth. I've told y'all before. You go to every Orlando Magic game, it's a 50-50 raffle. The last one we went to see Brian's Pacers, actually. So Brian, I was trying to hook up and trying to see if, and that was on my end, just the communication side. But they did 50-50 raffle, and Brian's Pacers won. But it was like $4,000 they ended up giving away. So half of it goes to their charity, half of it goes to you. So I think, just something kind of keep going. But FAMU softball, get the sweep. Always good. Always good. Again, Easter week this year, 2026, was amazing for FAMU athletics. Obviously, it's always amazing because, he's risen, right? Like, I'm going to give y'all a little piece of religious speak today, but not going to beat you over the head with it, right? FAMU softball is doing amazing things, and I believe, I could be wrong, we are in contention for first place. So that's one of those things where you hire qualified people, they give you qualifying results. Like, I'm just saying, you hired a good coach. You folks ran off another one, but I digress. We are in first place. So at 13-2, FAMU is in first place in the East. Prairie View is in first place in the West. They have one loss in conference. FAMU has two. So collision course, maybe. Just saying, like, that's a solid. That's a good look, as folks like to say around some of these organizations. Why be hating that junk, boy? Please, you ain't never got to tell me something's a good look. If you don't never tell me it's a good look, I'm great. IYK, but boy, oh boy, I never get tired of hearing or see. I never have to hear somebody say something's a good look. I promise you. That's one of my little triggers from my experiences and my organization. Like, it's a good look. Yeah, $500 is a great look. Now, what are we doing after that? Mention the organization. Look, if you was in Orlando this week, shout out to the K's. AKs took over the city. They had a regional event here. I went a few years ago. Honestly, when we crossed, I went. I didn't go this year, but I did go to one of our events. Shout out to KOA. If you are not aware, Winter Park chapter, Cap Alpha Psi, had a new line come across, and the calculated overachievers. 7 brothers crossed the sand. We got 8 brothers to be recognized, but welcome to the bond, KOA. They shut it down this week. Whole weekend, we had Cigar Fest going on. So big shout out to them. A lot of fun. We were at Blue Martini on Friday. I was there. So I don't want y'all being like, man, keep you invited to parties. You don't be there. No, I was there. I was just acting right. So P's and Q's. But great event. A lot of good time. And more to come, right? So congratulations to those brothers. I was there in Tallahassee when they crossed. So we had to kind of, keep it on the low. Like we keep it quiet. But they're free now. So they can wear all their Capanalia, all their Kappa gear, and they can tell you everything that they can tell you without getting cross-eyed. But congratulations to those brothers. So 7 magnificent brothers, 8 in total. Is 7 club, my ism, Chevalier, more. That's my boy, man. Good people. And Ace, Jay Adams. I've known Jay forever. So forever, ever, forever, ever. So if you recognize the name, Taylor's dad crossed and has joined the best fraternity on this side of heaven, in my personal opinion. And I got to see my baby Taylor twice this weekend. So y'all know I had to get a hug. That's like my baby. Like y'all don't understand. Like I see on the sideline, I got to get my hug. That's my baby, man. So but yeah. Orange and Green game. Great event. Huge success. Not a huge crowd, but on a Friday night, it wasn't bad. I definitely caught the highlights like a lot of y'all. I did catch the post-game interviews. Shout out to the OSG Strike Zone. They posted on social media for you to be able to see. Got some questions in there. And I like Coach Gray. Like, don't take that as I don't like James Colsey. I like James Colsey as a person. I wish him well at his new job. Coach Colsey has gotten a position coach, I believe it's at Ithaca College, as a defensive back coach, special teams coordinator. He's working with recruiting. Congratulations, Coach Colsey. Again, in the words of Sean Corey Carter and Robert Kelly, it was business. wasn't nothing personal about it. Wasn't nothing, no dislike. For me, I can speak for Keith. I can't speak for everybody else. I can say for me, y'all probably remember, I was not the king of fire that man. I was make some changes, bro. But hey, it is what it is. In the gray era, I like it. Like we've already seen, and there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Look, that's how we do it, FAMU. But the gray era has officially begun on the football fields. Off the field, it's been there. Like I'm not going to argue with anybody who's like, man, Coach been there at FAMU since. Yeah, I get that. Since January 5th, he's been officially there. But results on the field started on Friday night. And I think so far, so good. I mean, let the street committee tell it. Let the coaches tell it. Let the multiple reporters tell it. It looks good. And let the film tell it. It don't look bad, but that's the thing about the spring game. The spring game is deceitful. And some of the problems that we all know that are there and that exist, we know they're known problems. Like, we know this. And so far, result-wise, I told y'all that quarterback situation was going to be solid. Told y'all I have no questions about quarterback. I do kind of just looking at recruiting. I almost question if we're over-recruiting the position just because we just got another commitment. Then we did another offer today. But look, let me put it up there, baby. I thought it was me. I didn't want to say it out loud. I thought they looked like they're faster. I agree. Like, so it might not just be your eyes. As my dad say, when more than one person say the same thing, there's something to it. So you get called to the principal's office twice, there's something you're doing wrong. So I'm just saying. I thought it was just me because I was like, they look a little faster out there. Like, so, okay, it wasn't just me. I think just kind of looking out there, right? And shout out, we saw friend of the show, Kenya, out there. Shout out, Kenya. That was nice. Like, and I'll be honest. Now, where you're gonna see me a little leery on is gonna be secondary. Because last year the secondary showed me some hope too. But then we had what we had, right? I said it last year at the end of the season. I'll say it this year. Coaching wise, I think this is gonna be where I'm gonna have some questions, right? My questions are gonna be: are your systems gonna be in place in a way that allows us to play without thinking? Because you can tell last year players were thinking, they weren't reacting. Your best football player is a reactionary football player. Had to get that out. Um, Football players who are thinking are slow. Football players that are responding are fast. And we can be honest, as y'all saw, I got a little buck thing. Y'all saw the buck thing earlier. It's too far with me to grab. A perfect example of that is like a John Lynch. John Lynch was not fast. Like, he was very slow, but he was smart. He's violent. I don't think you can get away with being that violent anymore, right? But he was smart to the point to where he would be in the right place at the right time. And he could play a position that normally requires you to have a level of athleticism that he wasn't dropping 40s for that. And on the flip side, you had a cat like Derek Brooks who was fast and smart. And that made that defense scary. I'm wondering, is that what we're going to get more of FAMU? And I'm with you a little, baby. I saw that too. Like, I think the quintessential play that shows that is the Bethune-Cookman's big play at the end of the game. Then we saw somebody else hit us for that same play a week later. Players were thinking. Like, I don't think the coaching staff didn't know what they were doing. I don't think it was taught well enough to where it was instinctual. I think it was, when you see this, do this. And in that processing, it was taking too long to process. Like, and we didn't get what we were out of the talent, because I think so too. I agree, little baby. And I think just looking at it, right, kind of, man, it was a look, Edward, I ain't started too much tonight. Not too much. Because, I'll talk about it in a little bit with the spring game, but I wasn't really mad at it. We had great coverage. Like, for schools that don't have good coverage, I'm more angry about it. But for a school like FAMU, can I be honest? We had better coverage than Florida State. Like, just putting that out there. Like, so, and here she is, her royal fineness. I promise you. And she's wearing an orange dress today. Like, for Easter, I'm wearing green. She's wearing orange. Like, I promise you, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. I promise you, she makes me look better. I tell you what, the sunshine of my day, the nip of my drink. Hey, Miss Hadley. She be shy. And she gonna give me the steak face. She ain't gonna throw nothing at me because I'm behind the camera and she know I'm live. But if y'all wasn't here, I'm always cutting the fool too. I promise you. I ain't never acting right. Not around mine. I tell any woman, look, you mess with me, I don't know how to act. Never. But yeah. Look, let's be honest. Did you know Florida State had a spring game coming? I don't think Florida State wants any exposure currently. I wouldn't either. Hey. Y'all got to see that woman's face. She like, oh my gosh. No, you can't take me anywhere, especially on my own show. I'm absolutely cutting fool. Absolutely. But yeah, they, look, I would too. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. We had an event in Tallahassee over spring break. And I came home. I rode by that practice facility. If I had that built up, I wouldn't be nah. I wouldn't be out there talking about this football team. Not over there. Like, if you gave Quinn Gray what you have given Mike Norvell, oh my Lord. Like, I promise you, like, you can't have that level of facilities where you have dedicated football facilities to a losing program. Like, and I'm gonna get off my FSU rant because I'm wearing FAMU stuff. I only worked at Florida State. I went to FAM. You cannot have that kind of investment into a singular sport and get that level of terrible results. I had to clean up my words, so that's why I paused. It wasn't because I'm not moving slow and thinking fast. You can't have that level of results with that product. Not with the investment in the facilities, infrastructure, everything, to the point of where you're talking about $450 million of debt. That's about $500 million in debt for athletics. And you're losing. That's not even where they do that at. That's not sustainable. And you just added a sport. Like Papa Hadley and I were talking about it. Pops, he's like, yeah, FSU added lacrosse and they're not winning. I'm like, yeah. Like lacrosse has been on my list of FAMU events athletics that I kind of wanted for a minute. I'm good. I'll quickly move off a sport that Florida State has. If y'all know, I don't believe we should compete in every sport Florida State has. We need to stand out, be unique. I like to be different, baby. That's what my mom likes to say. But I'm just saying, like, they didn't talk about pro day. Like, the only reason, I'll be honest, I saw more on Instagram about former players coming back than I actually did like Florida State players pro day. Like, FAMU had like 8 teams show up. I know all 32 didn't show up for Florida State. Like, and they did get mad about that. That was messed up. That was. As a fan, that was messed up. And we have more wins than them. We do. Like, just saying. Like, it is. That's messing up the bottom line. Somebody got to go. Just saying. Man, got pink slip ready. Yours and many others. Man, that Jacksonville State loss. That hurt my feelings. I ain't gonna lie, as a fan. That hurt my feelings. Like, but hey, that's their problem. But getting back to the other side of the tracks, the orange and green, right? I like the tight ship. Like, just listen, go back and listen. It's about a 7-minute interview. It's on YouTube where you'll catch Coach Quinn Gray again. Shout out to Brian, Kelvin, everybody from ONG. And first and foremost, the discipline's different. Like, some of the stuff that these young African Americans and non-African Americans do, he ain't having it. Like, Coach Gray has already come out there and said, hey, you're not wearing flip-flops. You're not wearing, and some of the stuff, I ain't gonna lie, it's old-fashioned. I ain't gonna disregard that. But it's for a reason. Like, I don't know if y'all have seen the studies where they talk about athletes wearing slides and how it's not actually good for them and their production on the film. Like, because when you're wearing slides, you drag your feet. But when you're on the football field, you have to pick up your feet. So what you're doing for 8 to 10 hours of a day is not conducive to what you need to do to be a successful athlete. So, I mean, I understand, in these days and times, our kids like comfort, These kids wear New Balances to school. Like I was wearing New Balances in my day, and I was being rebellious. Like I was like, they're comfortable, they're at a good price. These little whippersnappers and caused the New Balances to go up to the point where us unks can't wear them no more and can't afford them. Like, come on, man, y'all messed up the game. Like, y'all keep these Air Forces. I don't like them. Like Air Force, I got a pair. I got a pair of Forces. I got 2 pairs of Dunks. Now, one of my Dunks I wear all the time, the Crimson and Cream, obvious reasons. Everybody ain't got them. My line, we all got a pair of Dunks. I got those. I got a pair of green and white Air Forces. I don't. Everybody ain't got them either. You can find them online. They're not that, they're not that exclusive or expensive, but everybody ain't got them. I ain't gonna lie to you. Look, I'll wear those New Balances any day of the week. Like these young bucks mixing up the game, but Crocs, like coaches made it known, we not wearing slides. Some of the stuff y'all not doing, and like he's setting up old school stuff, but it's for a purpose. And for the young athletes, it may seem like, man, this is a bunch of bunk and everything else, but it's creating discipline. Like, and look, let them know, little baby. Me and the unks used to be, man, me and the little white golf dads, oh, they used to be looking at me like, shoe station? And I'd be like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. They comfortable and they at the right price. I like you. Like, look, no slides. Tennis shoes. No Crocs. Tennis shoes. like Coach was up front and honest, like, like Cyril, Merc. Like, you know what it is gonna be. Like, Coach made a standard and made it known. And he didn't go explaining it, like, but as a person who understands it, it does create a culture. Because I do get tired of seeing boys that are my size sliding their feet across the floor like they like, or they like to wear the little slides. I'm like, why do you want to look like prisoners all the time? Like, I like the standard. I like what he's establishing. And I like the fact that he's pretty much making it known, hey, it is or it ain't. And this is part of my winning tradition. And just going forward, like, I think that was a very important part of the interview. And thank you. Like, put on shoes, pick up your feet. And Coach said implement their structure because of the team, and no one should. Yeah, it's refreshing. And I'm not saying Cozy didn't have a standard. I didn't say that. What I'm saying is it's a different standard, and it's a different structure. It's some of it is definitely meant to make you uncomfortable, which is a good thing, right? But going forward and just watching this whole thing play out right now, the vibe is different. Like, I talked to my OG and I was like, man, Pop, how was it? He was like, yeah, you had some problems on that sideline, on that field. You coming off the field and you're gonna see Coach Gray. It was different. Like, first and foremost, my dad's in his 70s, right? And to have my dad in his 70s not say Quinn, because growing up, Quinn Gray is not older than him, right? And so when a Southern man addresses you by your title with your last name, it means something, right? There's a little, it's a cultural thing. So if you don't understand the culture, it's paramount that you understand the culture and the significance of a person's title, especially in Southern culture. That's why, I'm not a person that calls a man reverend. That's just not my thing. I don't do it. I'll call you minister, but just my personal religious beliefs, I don't call nobody reverend. Reverence belongs to God. That's key. But if you got that before your title, I'll call you minister, whatever, pastor, whatever. I understand the importance of your title, and to see where the elders, right, are giving Coach Quinn Gray his title. And you'll see that at the 220 Club, where they're not calling him Quinn, it's Coach Gray. Very seldom you hear our elders call him Quinn. They're giving him his respect, and you're seeing that matters. And as you're saying, discipline is important. Players need to know this. Like, you hear them talk about the music situation. I play the music they like to see who would start bopping and acting wild, and they punish the whole team. But you can see, hey, old school Thursdays, throwback Thursday. And one of the things you heard in that was there's a level of control. The coach is in control. Like, hey, I got the ox. I'm like, you know it. Corch. But coach is making it known and he's establishing his standard. I like that. Moving on, though, we know the position battles. Quarterback is what it is. Like, we definitely saw the guy I've been telling y'all that's going to be amazing. He got an award. But we also understand that the starter's there. Like, year one, we expect the starter QB1 to be QB1. Year two, we expect some difference, right? I like the awards. I do too. And that's not something that Quinn is the only one that's done. Colsey's done it. I remember Willie Simmons doing something similar too. So that's not a new thing, right? So I don't want to not give people their credit or their flowers. I believe that's important to give people their credit, right? But I thought it was a good thing, and I do like that even the offensive line. And excuse me, look, we didn't have a show Thursday because of allergies. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, I do need to hit the little Swiffer around here, but the pollen down here, like, I couldn't talk. I had to tell Gerald, like, we got to reschedule. Like, I was sniffling every 2 seconds. And that's just, I drink honey. Like, I don't think y'all understand. Just to get up in the morning, I put honey in my coffee, and it's always orange blossom honey, normally locally sourced. Like, when I go to Tallahassee, I have to do something similar. Like, if I'm staying for like a week, I'm still doing my orange blossom honey. But if I can find like local wildflower honey, like, it helps. Like, try it out. It helps me. If you have allergy, but yeah, find some locally sourced honey if you can, and put that in your immune system. It might be a placebo effect, but for me it works. But yeah, so that's why there's no show Thursday. It wasn't just like I just didn't want to do it. I just couldn't. Like, I was like, but position wise, quarterback wise, I'm good. I don't really need to see much of that. I'm a little baby. Them running backs, they're fast. Like, and my dad, Pops, we had a good conversation. Like, Pops and I talk more as an adult than we did as a kid. Like, my Pops was giving me more game as a married man than he did when I was a single boy. But one of the things, just in general, I'm talking about the running backs position. And I saw what little baby saw speed wise. He was like, man, he's lamenting Thad Franklin graduating. He's like, man, if we got him back this year, man, it was one of those, man. If he had it, he had the hand Colsey had last year. And I'm like, yeah, Pop, yeah, but we got some speed. Like, I'm excited about this running back. The receivers, I saw where receivers by committee. I like that. The secondary looked good. Like, I'm just saying, like, yeah, I don't do honey. I've been okay, okay. I've got to check that out. I got to check that out and celebrate. Is that Celebration Bowl victory? Outside of that, they've done nothing, and there should be no celebrating until they're accomplished. No music. Oh, I mean, but in today's football, you need it. Like, music is part of the game day atmosphere, especially at FAMU. Like, for those who haven't been to FAMU, I would say FAMU is one of the few places you need to play some type of music because we call it Club Bragg for a reason. It's not just trying to get you in the stadium and get you to buy tickets, and that's really the pop and circumstance. The reality is, though, it's like a club. Like that Albany State game, lights are off. We playing music. The 100 is playing music. Like, you got to get used to that club atmosphere because if not, that first game in Bragg, you're going to be like, man, what's this? Like, this is new. Whereas if you're used to it, you're just like, hey, man, it's just club. It's the stadium. Like, that's how we do it, FAMU. Like, you go to other stadiums and they do similar things, right? Like, but it don't have the same vibe. Like, I tell you all the time, UF to me is the best football experience in the state, but it ain't Club Bragg. It ain't like they're gonna give you a couple songs where you sway and you surfing, but then, fourth quarter, won't back down. Stand my ground. Y'all can keep all that Tom Petty. I don't need to hear that. And I like Tom Petty. But that don't set a vibe. That ain't a vibe. That's y'all's tradition. I don't hate it. He's from Gainesville. He was from Gainesville. Great artist. Made some amazing music. But nah. You come to the game. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear Soulja Boy. I want to hear Get Out the Way. Okay, yeah. I want the new stroll going. Yeah. Give me the To Be Real. Get the girl strolling over. Get him a reason to duck walk. Get him AKA's reason to, do you want this party started right? Oh, yeah. You want to start it quickly. Set it off. Okay. Yeah. I'm here for the vibe. I don't want to hear that garbage. You need that. You need that music. HBCU, place like a FAMU, you get Southern, Jackson State, and even when Albany State come down, look, all of a sudden, we got different colors on, but when the song come on, we together. Like, oh yeah, the shoulders are moving, folks throwing diamonds up, yo's are getting thrown up, hooks are getting thrown. It's a family atmosphere. It's a beautiful situation. You gotta get them used to it though. Especially if they new to this. I mean, by the third game of the season halfway over. They just get used to the vibe. No. They got to get used to it. Play the music at practice, coach. DJ, play my song. You gotta be like Prime. Here I go. Like someone that's good, and I like it, like, because that's part of our culture. Like, and when you go to the pro games, they play our music. Like, I mean, they ain't playing our stroll songs, but the DJs, they keeping the atmosphere, they keeping it vibe, they keeping it lit. It's excited, man. What's up, Uncle Steve? But I do like that, man. And like I said, with the skill positions, just going to the secondary, I'm cool with it. Like, I saw some plays made. I saw some highlights. I saw some videos. Like, we playing faster. Like exactly. Look, in Florida, come on, man. Look, he might have got kicked off stage here in Orlando. Well, play some Trick Daddy. Take it to the house. Like, look, my people all across the world. Look, your shoulders already juking. Look, your back already bent a little bit. You just think about here. Take it to the house. Slip and slide, get used. More points to the bowl of juice. Come on, y'all already know. Like, that's what we do. Like, it's just a different vibe, man. Um, it's a PWI playing stay at my ground. Everything they do during after games. Yeah, but they play our songs. I'll be honest. I've been at UF before, and every third down, they don't do it anymore. They play 50 Cent. I get money because it was a money down. I get money, money I got. I get money, money I got. And they would play the bass line, and the stadium would go nuts. They would hold their little keys up because they bought in. Like for them, they play the song. That's why they all play neck. They still our music anyway. Like they want our vibe. Like don't let the corporatization of athletics fool you into thinking that these people don't enjoy the organic vibe of an HBCU experience. They want it. They can't replicate it because it's not their culture. They just can't. Like, I've gone to Florida State games, I've gone to UCF games, UF, West Florida. They like our vibe. Like, I'm not telling you what somebody told me, I'm telling you from my experience. Every time I go to Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, I ain't gone to the bounce house in a minute. Last time I went to South Florida was when FAMU was there. Last time I went to West Central Florida was when FAMU was there. But so normally it's UF for me these days. It's still our culture. Like you go to FSU, like they try go watch the games. Like post game, they're playing the messed up version of swag surfing. They want what we got. We got something different. It's just promise you, don't just get outside the HBCU space. Go to some of their events, and you will realize they want more of what we have vibe wise. We want more of what they have facilities wise. And they're trying to find a way to marry the two. And they just can't because it's just different. Like I'm just telling you, I'm not trying to preach, just my personal experience. When I've gone to South Florida basketball games this year, a lot of that was the last basketball game I went to. USF, I forgot who they played. Yeah. You will find more than not the HBCU influence is there. And especially in Orlando, that ain't nothing but Cookman Jr. I don't care. I don't care if you like UCF. That band, that is a black and gold version of the Marching Wildcats with a lot of water. Yeah, watered down Marching Wildcats. They play the butt. Everything Cookman plays except for Let's Go Wildcats. UCF plays. Yeah. A lot of what Florida State plays, what FAMU plays. I'm just saying. Anyways, I will say my concerns for the spring game are the same concerns Quinn Gray has and the concerns he's talked about. Offensive line. He's like, hey, we had 6 linemen. That's not enough. We out there. We going to be recruiting. I like that. I like candor. Don't. What's the song say from the house? Can't fool a fooler. I can tell. When the John's run done wrong by Jezebel, you can't fool the house. You can't fool the house. Like, we know you need offensive linemen. We are sitting here looking at it like, you got one in a piece. Ain't gonna make it. Like, I don't know where you going with 5 linemen in a possible. Nah, this ain't spades. 5 in a possible ain't gonna get you nothing. Shoot on a spades table, 5 in a possible might not win because you now relying on your partner. Look, I hate to say it, you need 12. You need 12 linemen at the least to make it through a season. Just because of injuries, 12 is a prayerful least. Like, like you need 12 to 18 just because injuries are going to happen. Like we can act like in a perfect world, everything's good, everything's great. Injury's gonna happen. Somebody's bound to get hurt, right? So you got to be prepared for that, and you need the next man up to be able to at least be serviceable. Didn't say you got to be elite. It'd be great if he was elite, but serviceable. I think the lines of scrimmage are my two concerns, and I do think to deal with that issue, and I loved Coach transparency, even stating that he missed on a recruit or two because academics hit. I think this is a place where you're going to go JUCO to the transfer portal. I fully expect for FAMU to probably bring in 3 to 4 JUCO guys. If not, if there's a way to potentially get some transfers in, I'd be very surprised if you don't get some guys from the SIAC to come in and say, hey, I can give you a better scholarship offer. I can give you a better opportunity at FAMU. Come on down. Like, you can't underestimate and understate the power of being able to offer more. Not saying that that's going to happen, but I'm fully certain, and this is with no information, you are definitely going to hit some of these JUCOs up. Like, you will be in Mississippi, you will be in Texas, you will be in Iowa, and some of these kids coming to Florida. You coming to Kansas, you're going there to get some guys. Like, it's got to happen because you can't roll 6 guys out there. Like, life happens. Like, just like how you and I, bills happen. Like, I just got that recall notice in the mail. Hey, you're calling the list. Dang. Gotta take it to the dealership. They gotta do what they gotta do. Stuff happens. But we gotta get some O-line. We gotta get some things, some additional guys. And it was something I should be concerned about. I saw the D-line get a little too much penetration for my taste. I'm not mad at that because let's be honest, if the practice D-line is doing pretty well, it's going to happen. And especially when you start talking about a game like Miami is going to happen. And there's a blessing to that because the fact that you know Miami is going to happen, we know what happened. We, as a fan base, know what happened at UNC. And we know how that really hurt later parts of the season. That tells our coaching staff, and we know some guys at KC Warren were there, that tells us that you need to have 3 deep. Like, that's 15. That's 15 is 3 deep for every position. 18 is 3 and 3. So you got to have some linemen that can come in there. And for a game like that, you might just have to get your tail kicked for 4 quarters. I mean, if the backup plays that game, but then doesn't play the next couple games, hey, you got some film out there. Like, that's the position of concern for me. Outside of the line of scrimmage, I'm actually solid. Like, I'm really comfortable with what we have. And I'm excited to see what the rest of it's going to look like, right? Because I saw a little baby saw speed-wise. Like, I think that's a cool thing. I'll say this. Shout out to the Fang Exchange. Like, y'all know they're friends of the show. We've had these conversations offline. I told y'all last year, some of the things they're doing now are stuff we tried to get other groups to do last year. They got something. Like, if that can become a thing, that can become a fundraiser. And that can become your next phase of Rattler Boosters. Like, if I'm the Rattler Boosters, you lock arms with the Fang Exchange. I don't necessarily say the same thing with the Rattlers in Arms because the Rattlers in Arms are doing their own thing and they're really doing it in different space to where I would ask them to kind of come along and probably guide your leadership. That's just me being transparent. Like, hey, there's some things that y'all are doing that we should probably implement. How do we get those things done? I would go so far as saying, though, with a group like the Fang Exchange and what they're doing, when we're talking about they're bringing players, like literally stuff that on this show has been said, and they're doing them and bringing them to fruition, you're a fool to not at least have the conversation and say, hey, how can we be a part of this? Because part of the problem is too oftentimes we can't delineate Rattler boosters from 220. Where's the line? What's the difference? Because so many members are members of both, right? So in this case, and in this situation, in this scenario, right? If I'm Rattler boosters, I start partnering with some of these groups and saying, hey, join the Fang Exchange, join the Rattler boosters. Because you don't want it to be seen as one organization, but you want to be in a room where it happens so that you can make sure people know, hey, they support NIL, we support athletics, we're working together. Same thing, I would do something similar with Rattles and Arms, but y'all are really doing something that's too similar. Like it's almost like, why be a member of both? Like I'll be honest, that's where I'm at for this year. And I can't say this year, this part of the year. I'm not doing both. I'm not doing Fang Exchange, Rattler Boost. I'm doing Rattles and Arms. And I'll probably do Fang Exchange. Like I'll probably, when we get close to football season, do a little donation to the Fang Exchange. Got no tax season coming. If you got it, do it. But then same thing with the Rattles and Arms. Sorry, she walked by. she tired of me. I don't care. But with the Rattler boosters, like you've got to find which one of these groups you can partner with that you can all tell the story to. And even here, how many of these platforms can you come to and get it done? Because you're all looking for the same eggs, right? In the spirit of Easter, right? You're trying to find that golden egg with the money. And sometimes y'all may have to, and you're going to realize you're hunting in the same places. And sometimes you're sharing the same resources, oftentimes. So now you have to get your people excited. And while you have them excited, and while you got their pocketbooks a little creased open, hey, let's all catch them at the same time. Because if they're excited about this, and then Fang Exchange is doing this, Rattler Boost is doing this, dang, y'all, fam, you doing some things. And then you can double down and 220's doing this, and Rattles and Arms doing, and all of a sudden you start seeing that if a certain organization is consistently in the same place and doing the same work, then all of a sudden the question becomes, dang, what are they not doing versus what are they doing? And I think that's some of what we're running to now with some of these, groups. I look at the Rattles and Arms, I know what they're doing. I look at the boosters, I know what they're doing, but I'm also halfway an insider, right? So, and my stuff ain't always up to date with what they're doing. So sometimes I'm like, bro, what y'all doing? How we working on this, working on that? All right, you're working on it. What you delivering? Got to deliver a little different, man. So we can get y'all up out of here. We had a late start, so I don't do no hour and a half of talking. Not normally. FAMU Hall of Fame, FAMU Sports Hall of Fame. New members, cross country, Judith Kibbe. Men's tennis, Leroy Long. I miss FAMU men's tennis. Like, don't ever get it misconstrued that just because I would prefer to have us add soccer over men's tennis, that I don't miss us having men's tennis. Miss it. Football, William Evers. Also, friend of the show, Tyrone McGriff. Tyrone McGriff has been on round one with St. Clair Moraine many a time. Really good brother. Previous coach at Leon High School, head football coach. He's now out there and he's faculty at FAMU, I believe. So congratulations. Baseball, Sean Gilliam. I remember that name. Coach, Brandy Tatum Fedrick. And supporter. He's on the other side of 1911. But Ben Crump, I will tell y'all this. I don't see it as much as I used to. But there was a time in life when homecoming, if you did not go to the Parks and Crump tailgate, you weren't doing nothing. Like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, that was our thing. My mother and I, we had a good couple of years where it was like, we going to Parks and Crump or she going to Parks and Crump. But she was going to their tailgates because it was like that. And for someone who didn't graduate from FAMU, I couldn't tell you he didn't graduate from FAMU. Like, for some of y'all, that's news to you that he went to Florida State. Like, plays the Omega at Florida State. Like, good brother that does great work. I've had the benefit of seeing him speak actually at the last AKA Boulay that was in Orlando. I got to see him speak, and he spoke to the ladies of Alpha Sorority Incorporated. All right. And he did an amazing job. So well-deserved. He's continued to support FAMU athletics and FAMU in many ways. But yeah. Hey, one day you can get old enough to do the moon on Friday night. The moon is a small venue. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been a few times. I still hadn't done the flight. I was supposed to do it this season at some point. Did make it over spring break either. I was tired. But this football season, we're gonna find one game. I'm gonna get with Gerald, and we're gonna be like, what game we're going to the flight. Yeah. All right, y'all. We're gonna get y'all out of here Thursday. If all goes well, Coach Garfield Ellenwood should be on here. He is more than welcome to bring one of the student athletes. But we're gonna talk about FAMU track. Y'all know that's my adopted athletic team. So, and pretty much for now until perpetuity, until he say stop, that's my adopted team. Everyone should adopt a team. In my personal opinion, I would love if every show got one. The Fang Exchange has got everybody. But yeah, you got some questions to ask? Hey, Fangs Up Podcast at gmail.com. Hit me up, ask questions. But yeah, we definitely looking forward to having that. And then we're gonna circle back, try to get Gerald back on, and we're gonna also invite the ladies from the Fang Exchange. Told y'all, man, those allergies, undefeated. They got me, and I thought I was sick, but it was just Florida allergies, man. We should. If we can get our facilities right, FAMU should dominate in track. I absolutely agree. But I think we're a better track team now than we were a few years ago. And that's not a slight on those track coaches. We're some good coaches. But right now, whew, that man's a monster. Like, and he's doing some things. He's got a vision. But yeah, man. So Thursday, guest should be Coach Garfield Ellenwood. So I'll follow back up with Dennis. I sent an email, but I'm gonna double back with Dennis, our SID, and we're gonna invite Dennis to come on to the show. So try and make our Thursdays our shows where we have a special guest on until football season, and then it's football season. Like, yeah, I know. Like, it's gonna be some times, man. All right, y'all. So for everybody HBCU Digital, man, y'all seeing I've been bothering the wife, the kids, and everybody. Good times, man. We'll see y'all Thursday, 8 o'clock here at HBCU Digital Network, because you already know what it's always about to be. Thanks, up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Dorsey, how